Facebook Live. We continue. Cavern 3236 Institute. This is the Institute. Huh, I didn't know I could actually fight enemies here. Ding 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 ding. New area. Oh, invisible enemies. They're so annoying. Oh boy. Saying something?
Welcome to the Institute. Every one of those constructs you've been beating on was conceived in these halls.
Imagine standing among those weavers in the Enclave's prime, fearlessly pushing the boundaries of enchantment.
Well, they broke everything too. Literally everything. So, they weren't that fantastic. This passage must be the Enchanter's Way.
Let rather find each other. Don't think I can make that jump. Or can I? Let's go this way. Ow. Oh gosh, not the ice. Oh, getting hit. They're tougher. Ramanos Canal.
The Ramanos Canal. Named, of course, for Arden's right-hand woman, Diane Ramanos.
Peace out. Dead end. Don't think I'm going the right way. Ooh. Nice. Leave me alone. Nothing else here. Wait, I can see something. Chest. There is something over here. Oh, explosion, bad. Ooh, Gambins. Gambison. Gate. Whoop. Oh gosh. Wait, I have fire. Hey, Duchess. What's up? Thanks for stopping by. I'm almost done painting my Gundam. Probably start building next week. On stream, of course. Much ice. Alright, I'm out of here. Whoops. In combat. Yep. Can't wait to build it. Gonna look good. Gonna look really good. I hate these plugs. What? Fine, run away. Ooh, boots.
Ark of the Wintertide. They use sheets of ice as armor.
Up, I'm on
Just be
fire.
aware they will reform it.
There's fire everywhere. Ow. Just toss them overboard. Ow. Oof. Hate these bug things. Way too many. I can slow down time. I know I can do that. Get over here. Finally. They just keep spawning. Oh my god, they're infinitely spawning. Alright, I'm just gonna ignore them. Can I make that jump? What's up here? Surge. just have to fight this thing. Ow. This place is huge. Like that. Ooh.
The dissolution chamber. The machinery in here looks complex, perhaps a part of the tapestry.
Ow. Ice is bad. Ice. That's a lot of ice. There's something up there. There's a faster way to de-ice this, defrost. I think it's working. I still have ice potion? No, I ran out of potions. Seems to be working. Failed experiment.
First hive's up ahead.
Do we have any useful notes on the hives from the previous Axel?
Don't bother trying to deal with them. Too scary.
I'm beginning to get an inkling of why they replaced him.
Ow. Oh. Oh, damage. Ow. Finally. Stop it. Okay, any day now. Ow. That's all damage. I still want to destroy this thing.
That was brutal.
Finally.
Wish I could be out there with you.
I get the feeling the Eye would love to send you out on the search ball with Bryn.
Running.
What do you think, Eric?
I'd go in a heartbeat, but I've got dozens of scouts to coordinate. Wouldn't wish that job on anyone else.
This way. Let's go ignore these guys.
only as Expansion Cavern 36 on the map. I wonder what they were building.
I spoke to Khan Artemis about it, but unfortunately, anyone overseeing the plans for this was killed in a surge.
I hate these guys. They keep spawning. Oof. It keeps spawning, dude. Come on, dude. These do so much damage. Ah. Stop following me. See ya. And to destroy one more and I'm finished with this mission. Oh gosh. What if we just toss him out of the cave?
Think that'll give the scouts some breathing room?
Absolutely. Khan Artame will be thrilled. I'll meet you at Cassidy's hold so we can deliver the good news.
Ow. Ooh, new shield. Now we're talking. Okay, let me... Fresh Archon residence.
The dark water system. We could imagine there are many pools like this deeper into the underworlds.
Ooh. A gate. Just one needed. Go back to base first. I definitely need some upgrades. Salvage. Upgrades. I'll go with this.
Classic design.
Max stamina. Stamina's not that good. Let's upgrade. It can't upgrade.
that doesn't keep you safe, I don't know what will.
Right, that's some good upgrades right there. More damage and defense. So with Axel. Wait, who's Axel again? I think he's at the other place. Over here, I think. Oh, yeah, right place.
If you're interrupting my petition reading time, I hope you're bringing me some good news.
Nothing but. The way's clear for the scouts to start retrieving those supplies.
Anything to add, Arakim?
I'm shaken to my core by the revelation that one can achieve things without forms signed in triplicate.
Interesting. I won't argue with success, especially when it keeps our people going. Bryn, since you've proven yourself useful, I've considered the ways in which you can assist us further. We'll need Isla's help for this next step, though.
Oh, we're all on a first-name basis with her, are we?
I should hope so, yes.
As it turns out, I'm actually in the middle of helping her with something. I'll come find you when she's free.
Good to know. Don't let her do anything dangerous, please.
She'd never leave her research papers for long. It makes sense that you two get along so well.
She's got a good head on her shoulders and doesn't make rash decisions, unlike some. If I may ask, what are you helping her with?
We're doing some discreet research.
Discreet
I'm
research.
going to assume that the Eye hasn't been looped in on it then.
You'd be correct. And I'm sure he won't be?
That would be counterproductive. And I think she would be upset by that. Regardless, I will refrain from moving forward with my plans until she's free. Do let me know when you're done helping her.
Righto.
Oria's father is unlikely to be a Casil woman. Besides, when it comes to nurturing parental figures, Ramanos's shrewd eye for politics isn't what comes to mind. What's your history here? Have you been the Axel for a long time?
Why do you care?
To pass the time? Get to know you better? Well, we could discover that we're kindred spirits. Become bosom friends.
As good a reason as any. I was elected to this seat 8 years ago. I've done a good enough job to be re-elected.
What made you decide to run for leadership?
My predecessor was incompetent and took bribes. The guild members tolerated it for a time, but eventually enough was enough. The Eye
Bribes.
never seemed to have a problem with it.
Politics, am I
Do you
right?
think he's taking bribes?
You really aren't afraid of asking dangerous questions, are you? I personally haven't seen any evidence of his corruption. He believes in his own judgment too much to accept a bribe. It's easier to bribe the lower-level guild members anyway.
Isn't that a bad thing?
The wheels of society must needs be greased. If they do any more than skim a little off the top, I'll come down hard on them. And that's why I've managed to keep my job. Well, part of why, anyway.
How's your working relationship with the Eye? Is he your superior?
He would like to think so. His seat casts the final vote when the council cannot make a decision.
But his seat has more power than that.
Khan Stanield wields power beyond the traditional bounds of the Eye's seat, yes. But he is our savior, so surely he must know better than any of us. Which is to say, he is technically the highest ranked official in the Enclave. But he hasn't faced an election in decades.
Vote him
In
out.
contrast, I have, let's call it, popular support.
That makes sense.
So, what does an Axel do all day?
It varies. Some of my predecessors have been very hands-on, as befits a representative of the physical trades. That's not my strong suit, though. So I end up with my beak buried in paperwork. Maintaining supply lines, as it turns out, is considered extremely helpful.
That all makes sense? Thanks for taking a moment to talk.
More talk.
2 crates of mantle supplies, 4 sets of Calm steel bearings, 3 sealed vats of data grease.
Sounds like a wild party you're preparing for.
Not really my scene, Bryn. Do you need something?
I wanted to pick your brains some more, if you've got time.
If I stare at this inventory list for a second longer, I may succumb to madness. Ask away.
Have you thought about what you might do once the Surgeborn are under control?
That's a big assumption. I don't know how things are outside of the Enclave, but in here, we live every day knowing we may not see the next. Doubly so now. Hope for the future is a luxury. We are thin on luxuries here.
Sure. But you have to start planning for the future someday. Would you ever consider running for the Eye's seat?
I would not presume to challenge him for it, even if an election presented the opportunity. If he tripped over his own feet and fell into the ocean, thereby vacating the position, that would be another matter entirely.
An accident, you're saying.
How's your relationship with the Spindle?
Isla, it's fine. We have a good relationship,
She's
I
blushing.
think.
Do you enjoy working with her?
That is irrelevant to the demands of my work, but yes, she is kind and thoughtful and willing to compromise, despite everything.
Everything?
It's not my place to say.
So I take it that you're not happy with how the Eye is running things?
It is not my place to question his decisions. He sealed the Surgeborn away, saving us from annihilation.
But he doesn't seem to be happy with you. And you clearly disagree with him on some things. Wouldn't you be a better leader than him?
We have different opinions, but that doesn't mean I aspire to hold his seat. I'm focused on serving the people I represent. That's all.
Well, thanks. Hope I didn't take up too much of your time. There's just so much to learn here.
It's fine. You're refreshingly nosy.
Refreshingly nosy.
Look at me, sounding like Arakim. Perhaps we did need a breath of fresh air in here.
Hello? Game? Not letting me. The game. There we go. Next mission. Archon Resonance. Right. Let's try to do that, I guess. Now, where was I? Chanter's Way, I think? No, not here. Canal, I think. No, not here either. It's right here.
Eastern Circuit of Music. Oh, how delightfully pretentious.
Alright, I'm gonna try to fight this thing. Oh, ice potion. Pretty easy so far. Nice try. Cool. Hmm. Ooh. So I'm supposed to break this off? Did that work? So that's how you're supposed to do it, I think. Take his mask off. Hmm. That doesn't work. Okay. I know what to do, I think.
Bryn?
Hi, Zola. Everything okay?
Oh, yes. Welcome back. It's good to see you safe. Could we talk when you have a moment?
Of course.
Cross powers. What's this do? Winter's Gauntlet. Sounds cool. Okay, that's pretty cool. I like that.
You wanted to talk?
Mm-hmm. Can you walk with me?
Why all the mystery, Milady Smith?
In a word, I'm worried.
About...
Sev, he's been acting strangely. Has been since we met the Hearthsiders at the Hold. He's going there a lot in off hours, and he honestly looks a little exhausted. Dom, of course, stays up later than us and says he's often slipping away.
Have you asked Sev what's wrong?
I have, and he waves it off every time.
Right. What do we do about it?
Sev has completely cut me off. But you know how I tease Lane for watching us all the time? Maybe that will pay off here. I hate this cloak and dagger stuff.
Cloak and dagger.
You do? You seem pretty good at it.
Talk to Lane for me. I'm sure they've seen what Sev is doing, but maybe they also have a guess at why he's acting so odd. Okay, let's go back before anyone gets nosy. And if Sev asks, Blood Moon Cycle. Not sure if Ram blush, but...
Blood
sure
Moon
does.
Cycle.
Got it.
Is that what I think it is? Codex. Ark of the Forge, Wintertide.
We need to talk about Sev.
Wait, you know why I'm here?
I'm a keen observer, and you have no Pangel face. Also, Solar has many strengths, but subtlety is not one of them. Sev, however, is somewhat more adept at hiding things. He's been moving back and forth between here and the Hold quite regularly. Let me ask you something.
Did you notice anything odd when you were at the hold?
There was a moment when Sev approached the Eye to speak alone.
Ah. That confirms my suspicion, then. Have you noticed that Sev and the Eye wear a similar symbol?
I had not.
The symbol looks to be a stylized... well, I'm not sure, but I think it's something akin to a water wheel. I don't recognize it myself, but given the Eye is wearing it, the Enclave might have some record of that particular symbol.
The archives in the Spire might have something. Though I'd rather just ask Sev.
Given his secrecy about this whole affair, I can't imagine he will be forthcoming.
Good point. And yet... Either way, time for a little investigation. Hey, big guy. Everything okay?
Yes, mostly.
Everyone needs my help.
I was wondering if you had a moment sometime. I might need your help.
Sev, we're all a team. Whatever you need, we'll handle it, okay? Just make sure you tell me everything.
Thank you, Bryn. I'll be at my usual place.
Assistance.
You said you needed some help, Sev? What's up?
Have I ever told you how I envy your clarity, Bryn?
How so?
Maybe I'm just romanticizing it, but you seem like someone who's always known what you wanted to do. To be.
I was born in the tail years of a liberation war, Sev. It never made sense to me that I couldn't be anything I wanted. So I just decided.
I wish making decisions came so simply to me. Perhaps you can give me pointers when the time comes. Anyway, I've been working on a side project to help the Hearthsiders, and I'm having trouble sourcing some rarer components.
What are you working on?
I can't say much,
The Eye.
but I can tell you it's a project authorized by the Eye himself.
That revelation would carry more weight if he weren't an ass.
I know he can be abrasive, but he's got a plan. Says he's been working on it for years.
Do the Axel or Spindle know about this plan?
I'm honestly not sure. I don't think they have details, no.
But you do.
He's sworn me to secrecy. But I promise you, Bryn, it's nothing against us.
You're sure?
I know I come off as a pushover, but I know when to hold my ground. And would never harm this group, Bryn, I swear on my tusks.
Tusks.
If the Hearthsiders are asking for your help, can't they provide what you need?
Things are much better since you helped the Axel. It's true, but the supplies you found were tools of war. Equipment, raw metals and such.
Ah, I understand. You need something fancy.
I'm sure before the Surge they would have had rare materials in reserve. But those days are over. So... I have to ask for your help.
If you think it's worth doing, it's worth doing. Just tell me what you need.
Bryn, honestly, thank you.
Still
Your
feel
trust means a lot.
still
I
feels
put
pretty
together a
sus.
schematic and I'll leave it with Solar. The majority of the asks are reasonably mundane. It's just...
Oh no.
well, I need some particular secretions from a glass tail.
Why is
Secretions.
it never onions? You know, small, green, distinct lack of talons. Never flash freeze you into an icy prison, though I suppose both can make you cry.
Good one.
I'm kidding, Sev. I'll see what I can do.
Sev's a strange one. What is he up to? Glasstail secretions. Okay. Oof, a lot of maid quests. Fresh Archon. I think I know how to do this. I think. Work with the stricken earth. This one should be easy, I think.
Not to complain, but there's actually too much magic up here.
Like a thick fog when it really settles in.
Too much magic dust here.
The Archon expands. Pre-surge, the Arcs trod this passage daily to transport and farm resources from the outskirts.
Ow. That hurt. Oh, he got me. Don't kill me, please. Nope. Oh, I did it again. That's annoying. What? How? Need potions. Ow. That's annoying. Locust Point. Harvesting. I gotcha. Wow. Oh, cool.
This will be enough to dispel her names.
Only one way to find out.
Alright, we're out of here. Now I get how to do it. Gotta take the armor off. Can't upgrade yet. Cassian Hold. Spindle.
A resonance. Freshly pulled from an Ark's pattern, as requested.
By the flames! You can't be serious! This is incredible! You know, great Archons weren't built with patterns. They formed. This will propel my research faster than...
What is this about?
Nothing.
Is that so? Then why is this rogue point harvesting Archons for you?
It's my fault. I was just hoping Isla could tell me more about their patterns.
Nice try. You weren't here 5 minutes before Isla roped you into her project. One that I have forbidden my
His
daughter
daughter.
Daughter?
The reason you didn't want me studying active arcs was because it was too dangerous to harvest one. But Bryn offered to do it for me. None of our people were put at risk.
The reason I didn't want you researching arcs is because I ordered you not to. Not as
And?
your father, but as the leader of the Enclave. This insolence and disrespect will not be tolerated.
This guy.
You will drop this obsession at once, Isla. For good.
What are you gonna do about it?
Hey, are you...
I can't be seen speaking to you about this subject anymore. I'm sorry.
But...
I need to get back to work. Goodbye.
This guy.
I really can't discuss the arcs with you. Not here.
Don't worry. I understand. I just didn't realize that Khan Stanold is your father.
Admittedly, I wasn't the most forthcoming about that.
Why hide the fact that the Eye is your father?
No. Everyone knows. That's kind of the problem. My father has been in power a long time. And obviously, being his daughter has come with its privileges. But I can't ignore the whispers that I haven't truly earned my role. And at times, I worry they're right.
So, when you had the opportunity to work with us on your own terms...
I took it. I'm sorry. This probably
Discord,
looks
eh?
bad.
Made me looky. is that Final Fantasy VII? I instantly recognized that. That's pretty cool. Look at that. Does your boss know I'm snitching? What's your boss's number? Just kidding. Classic. I still have that on Steam. I'll play that eventually. I played it before. I have the original. Actually, my friend has it. I let him borrow it.
Are you alright?
I still have the original disc for the PS1.
He's been on edge lately.
Since our band arrived.
didn't help, but our relationship hasn't been great
FF7.
since I became the Spindle. At first, he was thrilled when I was elected, but
I love FF7, but I feel like Square Enix is kind of milking it right now. There's
you're
like
just
6
not
different
seeing
spin-offs
him
of that
at his
game. It's
best
crazy.
right now. Please, don't judge him too harshly.
I'll try not to. But you didn't answer my question.
He
Are
is
you
right
alright?
next time.
I'm
Uh,
fine.
I know we're not supposed to talk about the A word, but they're your passion.
A
Why is
word.
your father so against you pursuing your research?
He says they're dangerous.
Right. But so are a lot of things in the Enclave.
I never knew my mother. I was born just before the retreat to Cassidon's Hold. When my research touched a nerve, he finally told me that she had died in an arc attack on the upper city. He wants me to steer clear of them.
Next to you.
But he just doesn't see their potential. Yet.
Does your boss play?
You said
FF7.
he's not at his best. What does a good day look like for him?
I know it's hard to see it, but he is an amazing father. My childhood was wonderful. Growing up
The
in
big brain
Cassidon's
play would
Hold
be
wasn't easy.
pretend it's a stream and
But
you're
he
actually
made
playing
fun.
it.
No matter how intense his job became, he made time for me. Playing dress up, reading to me before bed, or, as I got older, teaching me the basics of weaving and enchanting. He was my best friend and confidant. I could always tell him anything.
Do you still tell him everything, even now?
A lot has changed.
Twisted Metal, I love
have
Twisted
to
Metal.
believe he's still the same father I grew up with.
It has been a Twisted Metal game in forever. I heard the show was good. You got PS1 to work? Oh, cool. Me, I'm scared to use my PS1. I should use my PS2 instead.
Just know that when it comes to our we've
It's right over there, my
we
PS1.
believe that our
It's chilling
contributions
behind
are what
glass.
defines us.
That's comforting. For what it's worth, I did enjoy working with you. But that's in the past. I should get back to my duties.
He's here too. The eye.
What is it?
I was curious about that symbol you wear. Kind of looks like a wheel.
It is a water wheel, of sorts.
Some symbol of the Enclave, then?
No, it's not.
And...
And this conversation is
This
over.
guy. Nope, no, it's not.
I hear you've been accessing our supply caches in the underworks.
not exactly. I've just been clearing the way for the scouts, as per the Axel's request. She says you've been short on supplies for quite some time.
Then there's no problem at all. Assuming you're telling the truth, that is.
No reason to lie. My band's work with the Axel benefits all of us. She gives us knowledge, and we help out everywhere we can. Win-win.
He isn't like that.
In time, your true intentions will reveal
Oh
themselves.
my gosh, this guy, you just
And
can't
first
trust me.
impressions have not served you well.
Or I'm out of here. FF7 is a pretty long game. What's my next mission? Base camp. Sure, let's talk to Arkham. Eric.
Something's been bothering me about the loom gates.
You're going to ask how I got to your camp without connecting you to Cassidon's.
Yes. I've been reconnecting all the gates as I discover them.
We developed a way to move through the gates without a permanent connection. When Asylum activated, it severed every loom gate, cut off the Surgeborn, which gave us a huge edge. But the scouts needed to move around without opening paths for them. So, the High Enchanter did their thing.
Is that why the hold's still cut off from the other gates?
It took a lot to convince the Council to even allow a connection here.
Eric, you don't think you could have mentioned that the spindle is the Eye's daughter?
That's her business to share.
Yes, but it would have been nice to know I was helping his daughter rebel against him.
Instead of helping his unrelated colleague undermine him.
Wow. Mean. But fair.
Your intervention definitely had an impact, though. A number of enchanters immediately started pushing for more. More expeditions, more studies of the Surgeborn, you name it. That's the kind of pressure the Eye was hoping to avoid. But I think him blowing up was a misstep. If I had to guess, the Axel started the rumors.
Do you think that's what Isla wanted?
No. She just wants to keep her head down and not have people focus on the I-father thing. And frankly, I get it. If Khan Stanild were my dad, I'd take it to the grave.
Okay. But if I'm walking into any more deadfalls, a heads up would be nice.
I promise. Unless it's someone's private business.
Fair enough.
My teams have started to deploy with the recovered gear from the Institute. Like a pebble starting a rock slide. Each team's able to clear more, recover more, and with that gear, we send more teams. Only downside is that the Eyes got us on a priority hunt for some really esoteric resources. True to form.
When Exile may work.
Just
Game is fun, but it's hard when you play by yourself. I still have that installed.
Eric.
Hopefully it's easier with other people. My base keeps getting raided, dude.
From what I've gathered, your teams were wearing their gear thin. Outfitting them seems more important.
It's bigger than that.
I've been playing Marvel
There's
Rivals
infrastructure breaking down all around
recently. The game is
If
fun.
the people can't eat, soon enough there won't be anything left to defend. Not that the Eye will care. He'll make sure he has a full plate to the end. Regardless, we'll do the best we can. And thanks to you, we've got a fighting chance now.
Well, this guy talks a lot, doesn't he?
When we first met at the harness, you were very brusque. All of you, and so on. How come?
Snap decision. I was there to warn you.
Will there be a
suddenly
bomb
my
slowly
earpiece
getting there?
activated.
Alright.
Someone was watching me on the scry.
You think it was the Eye?
I do. He'd made some
The game
comments
I
about previous
probably wouldn't say is
off-the-books
newbie
expeditions
friendly.
they'd done.
Definitely have to look stuff
Such
up.
as the one where I slipped your band a
If you go
warning
in blind,
about the
I
flood.
feel like you'd probably be screwed. You gotta see some
I kept up the
tutorials
front as
on
best I
Conan
could.
Exiles.
Do you need to sneak around him a lot?
To get things done, I often have to cut through all the rules and limitations. For example, your help is making things happen. The Eye's planning something, but no one's telling me what. I'm not sure the Spindle or the Axle even know. I'd guess we're all going to be handed orders and expected to deliver on a moment's notice. The Eye always claims he's protecting the people by sharing on a need-to-know basis. What do you make of it?
It really depends. Leaders have to make a call of how much information can be too much. My mother always said that perspective prevents panic. Not everyone has the right context to understand things might not be as dire as they seem when bad news spreads.
How do you decide who has enough perspective then?
I don't think it's a one-time decision. What people can handle varies by circumstance and timing. Not that I have to do this much, but if it were me, I'd focus on getting to know the people in my circle.
Read the room. Determine what each person can deal with.
With an eye to what would let them do their best, without causing a panic or stress.
That would let people grow in what they could handle over time, too. Valid. You've given me a lot to think about. I should get back to looking over these reports, though.
More talking.
Sounds like your work with Isla was a smash success.
Not exactly. She seems less willing to talk to us than ever.
Yeah, I wouldn't be so sure
Excuse
of that.
me.
She sent me here with a secret message, after all.
She did? What about?
Isla wants you to go to the Archon's hearth. It needs to be at night, though. She'll sneak away from Cassidon's hold to guide you on the scry here.
At night.
She wants you to collect Archon parts that may be hard to spot without her help.
I've been to the Archon's hearth already. But is there anything you think I should know?
You enjoy diving into restricted areas, don't you?
Hey, it's literally my job.
The Archon's hearth is where all Arcs were created. We lost control of it almost immediately after the Surgeborn appeared. Not that we had much use for it. The Surge hit it hard, and most of the Weavers who knew how to build Arcs died as a result. But all the materials to build Arcs are still there. Hence, the Spindle wants you to go.
What parts does Isla want me to collect?
There'll be 3 what's-its, 4 who's-its, and maybe a thingy or 2?
Thingy.
For a guy delivering secret messages, you're not really a detailed note-taker, are you?
I glazed over when she started listing the parts, and, well, we decided her sneaking out to guide you on your scry was the best course of action. Besides, even if we knew what the parts were called, there's a lot of junk down in the Archon's hearth. It wouldn't be easy to spot on your own.
The Eye, well, her father, was livid when I brought her the resonance. Couldn't Isla get in trouble for sneaking out?
I know. Oh, she's never been cooler.
Oh boy.
But yes, she could absolutely get in trouble for this. We should make it a quick trip.
Got it. I appreciate you being the middleman, Eric. Sounds like I'd better get to the Archon's hearth.
Enjoy the trip. I hear it's toasty when you get deeper in. It
That's
is
what she said.
basically a giant forge for Arcs, after all. Hey, Seth. What's your back with Kenrick Stanhope? He's slippery.
From what I can tell, he wants to help the Encore as much as
Can we upgrade now? Not yet. Archon's hearth at night. Archon's hearth. The luminous.
The Spindle just arrived. She's here to guide your expedition on the Scribe.
Please,
How far is it?
call me Isla. I'll direct you to the Archon parts we need.
Hard to believe you actually came. Worried you'll get caught sneaking out?
Please. It's hardly my first time out of the hold.
Ah, you're gutsier than you let on.
Ooh. Gauntlets. Can I make that jump? Barely made it. Hey, Sally.
You're
How's it
approaching
going?
a stockpile of arc armor. I'll need you to collect a few pieces for me.
Resonant Fields is where the Enclave farmed much of its coral.
Nice. Nice armor. Winter's Gauntlet, shooting whistle armor. Seems pretty useful. Tired and hot? Yeah, I feel ya. I'm pretty tired. Gotta get up early tomorrow, too. '98 Fahrenheit. Holy, that is hot. Oh gosh. Summer here. It's winter here, technically. It's still pretty warm. Hmm. Boom. Alright, it should be all the enemies.
Got the armor.
This armor better be for me. Hmm.
On the shelves, you should find a tome titled An Enchanter's Guide to Governing Schemes.
Could I borrow it once you've finished?
Sure. I mean, from what I've heard, it's a dry read. It's just a basic introduction to enchanting the Ark's governing schema.
Dry? Who in their right mind could possibly find that dry?
Combat.
Just about anyone?
One book on some of the skills. As
Alright, I'm out of
requested.
here. Run. Where am I going? This way?
Up ahead, you'll find a stockpile of a thin material used for insulating magic. We call it...
Carapace.
Oh gosh.
You're familiar with it?
We used it to repair the magic leaking from the loom gate in the outskirts.
Oh, that's genius.
Voice.
Carapace. Would have been easier to collect it this way the first time around.
Alright, time to get out of here. Ow.
We'll need a pair of otoliths, stones that allow the arcs to sense the environment around them. On a functioning arc, you'll see them placed in paired sockets on their head.
So, the Ark's eyeballs?
Well, in appearance, otoliths certainly look like an arc's equivalent to our eyes, but they're also used for balance and sound perception. So, functionally, otoliths act as both eyes and ears.
Got the eyes.
Nice.
And ears.
That should be everything.
Otoliths. You know what I mean.
That's everything we need. Oh, this will do wonders for my research. If only there was an arc I could try to repair, but alas.
We've got one here in the campsite. It's the one we followed through the veil.
What? Could you... Would you...
Need help carrying it to Cassidon's hold?
Thank you.
I'll meet you there with the parts.
Back to base. Salvage. Wowzers, a lot of resources. Oh, look at that thing.
There. That should do it.
Kind of looks cool and creepy. Where's it going? Like a robot. He looks worried. The eye sees all.
That was incredible.
It was certainly exhilarating.
Are you okay?
Yes, it's just no small feat to power an arc manually. Even a smaller one like this. It takes a lot out of me. We still don't know how the Enclave was able to catalyze an arc's ability to absorb raw magic on its own. Weavers certainly weren't powering them the way I just did.
Still, what a leap forward.
Indeed. You have no idea what this means to me. Thank you for all your help.
Her dad's like, I
Isla,
like
what
that.
you did, I have to say,
Oh,
I'm impressed.
he actually likes it.
Perhaps I misjudged your ambitions with the arcs.
Perhaps. That is an understatement. You've never taken me seriously.
Isla, I'm trying to...
Just like you've never taken the Surgeborn seriously. I watched Bryn's expedition to the Underworks.
You left Cassidon's hold. That is against my direct orders.
Oh, just like you ordered to sweep hundreds of Surgeborn under the rug, instead of actually doing something about them.
This is your doing, somehow. What have you done to turn my daughter against me?
He has to blame someone, not himself.
Isla witnessed the Surgeborn's destructive influence for herself. Whatever conclusion she came to is her own.
Bryn didn't do anything wrong. Working with her has shown me what I've always known, deep down. That you've sheltered me from the truth for too long. And that there are people who value the work I want to achieve.
Isla, this isn't like you. These weavers have corrupted your mind, or...
His face.
Your lies are what's been messing with my head. After all, we both know that's not the only thing you've lied about.
As the Eye, it is my job to hide things from you.
What?
From everyone. For your protection. And that's all I've ever done.
I don't want to hear another word from you right now.
She's our
Isla.
group now.
Just go.
She's in our squad.
Wow. That can't have been easy.
It was a long time coming. I need to go process all that just happened. But thank you for everything. And when it comes to dealing with the Surgeborn, just know that from now on, I've got your back.
Yes.
Good to hear. We're going to need it.
Oh, she's still here. Intertwined.
Ah, Bryn. Good to see you. What was the outcome of your work with Isla? I'm still hoping to draw upon her expertise for my next task.
She got the Ark in our camp up and running. Only for a moment, but Isla was thrilled. It'll be huge for her research on regaining control of the Arks. But she had a pretty intense argument with the Eye afterwards. I think it was a long time coming. It seems like she's finally done letting her father manipulate her.
An interesting development. She all right?
I think so. Let's bring her over.
Please tell me you've got a distraction for me.
Are you all right, Isla?
I'm just, a little tired, is all. Between powering an arc by myself and confronting my father on the same day. Even as a previous High Enchantress, it took a lot out of me. I'm still working my way through it. And I need to figure out an independent power source for the arc. It's too much to think about.
I'm sorry. Should we do this another time?
No. Please. I need distractions. Or I might be tempted to set the hold ablaze.
Don't joke about
Fair
that.
enough. What have you got for us, Karnatame?
An issue we faced in the early days of their appearance and are now facing once again is the ability of the Surgeborn to navigate the Enclave. Put simply, they are using our Loomgate network to traverse great distances in an instant. We can't let that stand. I'm only familiar with the Loomgate's design through my parents' work on them. But Bryn recently helped us access a supply cache in the Institute, and we found something that could help. A set of schematics for a device to block the Surgeborn from using the Loomgates while keeping them accessible to us.
A way to filter out the Surgeborn without endangering Weavers. It could significantly impact their ability to fight us. How can I help?
Well, they're incomplete, and I was hoping you could tell us what's missing. Here, take a look.
Let's see... A resonance modulator.
Bryn, while she looks over the schematics, do you have any questions?
Where's this device going once we finish building it?
The resonance modulator should connect directly to the harness. You've already been there.
Returning to the scene of the crime. Why there?
The harness acts as a central nexus that controls not just Asylum, but our Loomgates and all of the Enclave's transit points. Hence, why you were able to use it to open up the underworks in the first place.
At least I can't unleash the Surgeborn a second time.
Small mercies.
Why didn't they finish the schematic?
My understanding is that at that time, our bureaucracy was growing to the point of being rather unwieldy. I still grapple with the remnants of that bureaucracy every day, so I can imagine that whoever was working on these schematics... Let's just say that they were probably told to submit it to a committee before proceeding with the design.
Even though it was urgent and would have saved hundreds of lives?
For some people, propriety dictates priority. That's my guess, anyway. And, for the record, much of my life's work has been in service of streamlining that kind of bureaucracy. We cannot risk following the same path that led us to ruin.
How do we know that this modulator will work?
Whoever designed this clearly knew what they were doing. It's beautiful, elegant work.
I'll say. It feels... familiar, almost. I can't quite put my finger on it.
We could check through the rest of the paperwork, see if we can find out who the author is, if you'd like.
Yes. I'd love to.
I've had enough. The sooner we get this modulator built, the sooner we can secure the Loomgates. I'm assuming you'll be the one to build this. What do I need to bring you?
To be frank, considering all your Weaver bands achieved since you arrived, it's clear to me that you brought with you an expertise that we did not retain through the dark days of the Surge. With that in mind, I would love to leave this in your Smith's capable hands. She must have had a world-class mentor.
She's primarily self-taught, actually. But I'll pass on the compliment. She'll be thrilled to hear
World
it.
class.
That's astonishing. Let's go through what's needed then. For the body of the device, you'll just need some calm steel. But the rest... Do you have any preliminary thoughts, Isla?
Yes. Like you said, it's amazingly simple. What's missing from the schematics is the part that allows us to calibrate it. But it's clear in my mind what the finished design should look like. Give me a moment. There. It's like the design itself wanted me, or someone, to finish it. To calibrate it, we'll need some representative samples of Surgeborn. Let's say husk and huskhound fur. Get plenty of both.
And then I take the finished resonance modulator to the harness.
Exactly. It should be pretty obvious where to place it, too. You'll know, if you do it right.
Gotcha. Time to hunt a few Surgeborn.
Sounds easy enough. Says the Nevron. Upper the Nevron.
Aurea thinks her father could have a statue in the Enclave just like her mother. So, I'm looking for a male Oberon that fits our timeline.
Male.
As impressive as Aurea's lineage may be, we're 200 years off the timeline for Arden to be her father. Not to mention the lack of feathers.
So it has to be a bird guy. Oh gosh. I'm okay. Looks like a boss. Ow. That's it, you're gonna get it. Oh, wow. Ow. That hurt. Where are you going? How? Finally. Booyah.
Oria, this must be the statue of your mother that the spindle mentioned.
One of the greatest enchantresses of her time.
That's a lot to live up to. Huh. This statue does depict an Oberon, but it's impossible to tell who it is.
Maybe there's another statue that isn't damaged.
I'll keep looking around the city.
Statue. More statues. Or potions. Up here, maybe? Bye-bye. Here? Maybe?
Ah, my old nemesis. Mom would be so proud.
Paperwork. Paperwork.
Registries. Ah! How are things, Lane?
Sev isn't here for the moment. You're clear.
I'll be quick. The symbol is registered to imports brought in by the Norian Order. Also, I have the location of a worksite in the Institute.
Good to check it out then. If they were working in the secret areas of the Enclave, they must have had political pull and trust.
On it.
Hmm. The Institute. Quest item. Cold resist. Hmm. Plus 10 to armor. Forge resource. What's forge resource? How do I get forge resource? Institute, alright. Go to Institute. Fragments. Hmm. This way. across. Made to jump. Ow. What a barrage. Oh. This thing just doesn't die.
Recipe from sealant. Water nutrients for piping and such, it looks like. The seal on this paperwork looks exactly like the water wheel symbol Sev and the Eye both wear. Definitely the right place. Some kind of liquid flow control valves. Complicated. Tarzan Mercantile markings on this crate. Sev's from Tarza.
Let's see.
So, Norians.
I've been digging. The Tarzan trading company that shipped the crates you found was the lead I needed. The Norians were experts in water storage and conveyance, and active before the surge, but disappeared shortly thereafter. Or rather, they wanted to disappear and subsumed their identities into a series of careful fronts, cover names, and the like. Thankfully, the trade record you found led to a whole web of associations, many of whom have had dealings with my family.
What did you find out about the Norians before the surge?
They seemed a somewhat innocuous guild of specialists, traded under different names even then, making them a bit hard to track. But as far as I could tell, they mostly dealt in water.
Dealt, meaning what in this context?
Aqueducts, reservoirs, wells, you name it. If it stored, gathered, extracted, or moved water, they were involved.
That explains the complicated valve I found underground.
Absolutely. They had specialized knowledge, which I assume is why the Enclave contracted them. Gas, such as raw magic, is a fluid after all.
How is the Norian Order related to Tarza?
As I'm sure you know, Tarza is an amalgam of numerous desert kingdoms. Before the Surge, Tarza had grown reliant on the same weather control enchantments that were used in Udea. After the Surge, both nations suffered greatly. Tarza in particular was struck with savage droughts.
Meaning folks, like the Norians, who specialize in water, had essential skills and knowledge.
I expect they were critical in keeping Tarza's many cities alive at all, a position that would afford them considerable influence.
Do you have any idea why they decided to hide?
Purely conjecture, but let's look at the evidence. We know from Sev's ring that the Norians are still around today.
It could be a trinket, or hand-me-down. But you're right that his behavior with the eye suggests they're associated.
Exactly. Now consider the Order's secretive nature. Combined, I would speculate that the Norians used the Surge as leverage to become a power behind the thrones. Take a nation that used magic to keep the water flowing, face it with disaster and drought. What kind of deals might a group of desperate rulers be willing to make, do you think?
But monarchs wouldn't want anything that undercuts their authority or power to slip out to the populace.
As I said, pure conjecture, but if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck...
How did you get logs of your own family's accounts, anyway?
I stole them.
Really?
Oh yes, detailed transactions from private ledgers. No one quite sure if you made copies or where they're hidden if you did. Better than bodyguards when it comes to ensuring one's safety. I did not leave my family under the best auspicious.
Knowing what we know now, what do we do about Sev?
I believe we can say for sure that he and the Eye are somehow related through this Norian organization. From Sev's visits to the Hold, I imagine they're working together on something, but I'm not sure exactly what else to do with that information.
Sev did ask if I could help him with something.
Perhaps a way into his circle of trust?
Agreed.
If I may offer a suggestion, rather than confronting him directly afterwards, talk to Sola. She's very good with people in general, and Sev in particular.
Thanks for your help, Lane.
It's no trouble at all. This is what I do, and I rather enjoy it.
Sev's trust, huh?
Sounds like you've got yourself entangled in a family drama.
Without realizing it, yes.
I feel for Isla. Growing up with a successful parent can be difficult, even in the best of circumstances. And I certainly had the best of circumstances with my mother. Still, it was a lot to live up to.
I'm trying to help her, however I can.
Careful. No one knows the extent of a family's affairs except those inside it. You might be stumbling into something bigger than you realize.
Still can't upgrade yet.
Harvesting. Such an intriguing term for so critical a task.
Why do we call it that, anyway?
My favorite explanation is that it implies a thoughtfulness. When we harvest a creature, we pull something out of its essence. It is, fundamentally, a violent act. But we harvest predators, ones that pose a threat to us. There are peaceful or merely territorial creatures that use magic, but Weaver custom is to never harvest them.
That makes sense. I like that we're selective about it.
Further, Weavers do not seek to eradicate these creatures, merely keep them in check. Slaughter them all, and we not only lose access to more strands, but also risk disrupting the ecosystem. You've heard of Renland's famed attempt to cull their Akala population and the mass loss of crops due to too many deer, yes? Same thing. Even something as wild as an Ash Peak drake plays a role in the world. Remember my missing runner you found in the upper city?
One of the siblings with the hidden cache. I do.
Yes. One of my group heads got a little paranoid. He's since been dealt with. Anyway, I have a conundrum. We recovered the body. Thank you for that, by the way.
I noticed there's no dead anywhere in the Enclave.
There were. Tens of thousands right after the Surge, and another wave after the Surgeborn attacks before Asylum. We found everyone we could and gave them rights. Took years. Anyway, the problem now is I have a dead runner who broke all kinds of rules, and I'm not entirely sure how to handle it. The group heads need to know this happened. That's a given. But do I tell all the scouts? They could learn something from it.
If I were you, I'd get in front of this. Word's going to get around eventually, if it hasn't already. Face it head on. Be honest. People will be concerned at first, but in the long run, they'll appreciate the transparency.
I hear you. Though, I wonder if this isn't the kind of thing that would be best kept to a small group. Anyway, that's my problem, not yours. Appreciate
Why'd you
the
ask
advice,
then?
Bryn.
Why'd you ask?
Always good to get another perspective on these things. I just wish the siblings had talked to me before they felt they had to sneak around.
You know, I've been curious about something.
Oh, I know this one. A soft cloth and some ergon seed oil.
I'm sorry, what?
What?
You... weren't
Tusk.
asking about tusk care? Everyone eventually asks.
Good to know.
Spirits, no. But that's intriguing. I was wondering about that symbol you wear. With the wheel?
Oh, that's just
Family
a
heirloom.
family heirloom.
There's no way he's related to the Eye.
Thought it looked nice, is all.
Just thought it looked nice.
He's a spy,
So
isn't he?
sorry, Bryn. Just remembered, I have to move some things for Aurea. Maybe another time.
Is he a spy?
So, what do you make of the Eye hiding the extent of the Surgeborn threat from his colleagues?
From what I can tell, the Eye wants the same thing as everyone else. Peace in the Enclave. He just has a different way of achieving it.
Right. But lying to his own daughter is hardly justified.
He didn't lie. He merely withheld information.
There isn't really a difference.
Sure there is. Lying is deceitful and often involves betrayal. But at times, secrets are needed for protection.
Who are his secrets protecting? Him or her?
Well, her, of course.
Sev, I'd be careful of people who withhold information. You don't know what they're keeping from you.
You don't mind me hanging out here, do you?
Not at all. Why do you ask?
Cool.
Alright, I'll stop here actually.
Tasman just seemed a little...
Let's just stop. Third. I'm gonna head to bed early because I gotta get up early. Still on Act 4, dang. Pretty long act. Anyways. Quit. Alright. Stream more tomorrow. Same game, same time. And yeah. Into bed. Gonna get some food. Thanks everyone to stop by.